2, all present.
Ladies and gentlemen, now taking his position in the reviewing area is the commanding officer of Marine All-Weather Fighter Attack Squadron 225, Lieutenant Colonel Elika S. Bowmer. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the ceremony's most solemn moment, the actual passing of command. The battle colors of Marine Corps units symbolize the authority and accountability of command. Transferring the colors during the ceremony symbolizes the relinquishing of command by Lieutenant Colonel Bowmer. By accepting the colors, Lieutenant Colonel McClune accepts command and confirms his total commitment to the Marines and sailors that he will command. Sergeant Major Jonathan Groth is delivering the colors to the commanding officer. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the transfer of the colors. From Commandant of the Marine Corps to Lieutenant Colonel Elika S. Bowmer. Subject, relinquishment of command. Effective 22 January 2016, you are relieved of your duties as the commanding officer, Marine All-Weather Fighter Attack Squadron 225. Signed, Robert B. Neller, General, Commandant of the Marine Corps. From Commandant of the Marine Corps to Lieutenant Colonel Stephen N. McClune. Subject, assumption of command. Effective 22 January 2016, you will assume all duties as the commanding officer, Marine All-Weather Fighter Attack Squadron 225. Signed, Robert B. Neller, General, Commandant of the Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The President of the United States takes pleasure in presenting the Meritorious Service Medal, Gold Star in lieu of Fourth Award to Lieutenant Colonel Elika S. Bowmer, United States Marine Corps, for service set forth in the following citation. For outstanding meritorious service while serving as Commanding Officer, Marine All-Weather Fighter Attack Squadron 225, Marine Aircraft Group 11, 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing, from June 2014 to January 2016. During this period, Lieutenant Colonel Bowmer led the unit to achieve high levels of combat readiness in an environment of constrained resources and increased operational risk, and ensured that the squadron met every requirement during a challenging unit deployment program deployment. Through Lieutenant Colonel Bowmer's vision, the squadron conducted vital combat readiness training, flawlessly executing 5 joint training detachments in deployed locations, ranging from the Korean Peninsula to Nellis Air Force Base, Nevada. He built a team of combat-capable aircrew, ground officers, and Marines who excelled in all environments, as demonstrated by the tactical conduct of 3,043 sorties for 4,239 mishap-free flight hours. A visionary with an eye on the future, he selflessly supported the training continuum of Marine aviation through weapons and tactics courses and Marine Division tactics courses, laying the foundation for future FA-18 squadrons. Lieutenant Colonel Bowmer's exceptional professionalism, professional initiative, and loyal devotion to duty reflected great credit upon him and were in keeping with the highest traditions of the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Services. For the President, Michael A. Rocco, Major General, United States Marine Corps, Commanding General, 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing. Now being escorted to the reviewing area is Lieutenant Colonel Bowmer's wife, Candace. United States Marine Corps Certificate of Appreciation presented to Mrs. Candace N. Bowmer for constant, faithful, and devoted service during your husband's tour of duty as Commanding Officer, Marine All-Weather Fighter Attack Squadron 225. Your loyal and enduring support enabled him to devote his energy and attention to the Marines he led. The unwavering commitment you displayed for your husband and all of the families was evident throughout his tour with the Vikings. Your steadfast support and understanding enabled your husband to make a strong and lasting contribution to the Marine Corps and the great nation we all serve. Your efforts and sacrifices contributed significantly to the accomplishment of the Marine Corps' mission and were in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. On behalf of all the Marines and sailors of Marine Aircraft Group 11, please accept my sincerest appreciation for the caring and compassionate role that you have played as a key member of our Marine Corps family. Given this 22nd day of January 2016, signed, W.H. Swan, Colonel, United States Marine Corps, Commanding Officer. VMFA-AW 225 deployed to the South Pacific and demonstrated what a well-trained and prepared squadron can do. The Viking support of 1st MAW earned an unprecedented Bravo Zulu from the Commanding General due to your tenacity and leadership. You have developed and refined a new definition for training in a fiscally and personnel-constrained environment. I extend my personal gratitude to you, your Marines and sailors, for continued dedication and outstanding performance. Congratulations on an extremely successful tour. Good luck on your next assignment on the 3rd MAW staff. For Mrs. Bowmer, Candace, thank you for your commitment and unwavering support to your husband over the past 18 months. Only through your understanding, support, and care for families and peepers was Peepers able to focus and successfully lead the Marines and sailors of VMFA AW 225. Susan and I thank you for your outstanding efforts on behalf of the squadron's families. Best wishes to you and your family for continued success and happiness. For Lieutenant Colonel McClune, Farva, congratulations on assuming command of VMFA AW 225 Vikings. Your exceptional leadership, coupled with your past MAG 11 and professional aviation experience, makes you eminently qualified to meet the challenges that lie ahead. I am confident you will continue the Vikings' tradition of excellence and make significant contributions to their storied history. Susan joins me in extending a personal congratulations and best wishes to you and Cheryl for a successful and rewarding tour. Welcome to the 3rd MAW family. Signed, Michael A. Rocco, Major General, Commanding General, 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Bowmer.
I'm hanging myself on this thing. All right. First of all, I want to thank Colonel Swan, Colonel Holmes, Command Master Chief Dominguez, Colonel Boyles, and Colonel Hooper, and guests, Marines, Vikings, family, friends, for coming out today. It is a great day to be a Viking. It really is. All right. Couple things. I know I'm pretty short-winded. Everyone knows that. But a few thank yous that I want to knock out before I talk a little bit about what these Vikings did over the last 18 months. First of all, the band. So the MCRD band came up to attend this. This is their 3rd performance of the day. It's kind of ironic. I probably marched with them about 10 times as a series commander, and every single time they continue to impress. What's even more important is the fact that they're here, which means I didn't get fired. So a good way to kind of end the 18 months. But thank you for coming up to Miramar and knocking it out of the park as always for the band there. All right, I failed when I got promoted. I forgot to mention my wife. That didn't go so well, so I'm gonna knock off at the top here. I remember that. But Candace, so we met 17 years ago at a bar in Corpus Christi, Texas. Yes, she was 21. At least legal to be in the bar. I'll leave it at that. She endured 6 deployments, has raised our 2 lovely children. 2 of those deployments were combat deployments, and has basically, with her, she's wicked smart, by the way. She's an accountant. Left all that so she could run around with me and give us this opportunity of command. As a single mother, which I have no idea what that's like, and I know a lot of the spouses do this, I've taken care of 2 kids, pretty much raised them during some pretty long hours, constantly reminding me that I'm never home for dinner. She did it very eloquently and with a passion that allowed me to stay focused on the mission in hand. I can't thank you enough, babe. I love you very much. And guess what? I get to be home for like 24 days now. I know you're thrilled about that. So, Ian and Elise. So I told my little guy that, hey, there's a change of command going. He's like, Dad, what is that? And I was like, okay, that's when Dad no longer is the boss. He gets to give it up. Man, I'm the boss, right? But he also said to me, he's like, Dad, does that mean you're going to be home now? And I said, absolutely, buddy. That means I'm going to be able to come home now. And it used to kill me, it still does, to come home and listen to my little girl, Elise, the second I walk through the door and go, Daddy's home. And I'm looking forward to spending more days where Daddy's home. So thank you too for bearing with me. I love you. My parents, Scott and Pat, Candace's parents, but my parents, it's humbling to be able to walk this ground right now. As a 7-year-old growing up in San Diego, I walked this ground with Top Gun when the Navy owned the base, and had an opportunity for my dad to educate me on what I need to do to be a Marine and to fly. And those two taught me so much. They taught me compassion, they taught me love, they taught me to push myself, to stay up to any challenge, not to give up. They taught me to respect the janitor as much as the CEO. You taught me a lot, and for that, thank you. I love you very much. My sister's out here with her family. My other siblings cannot make it, but thank you for coming out. The Mahonies, long life friends, and the Schulers. I appreciate you guys coming out for this. Mike and Julie, I bet you didn't think I'd acknowledge you, but so the 14 years that we've been out here and the 6 deployments that we've been through, you have taken care of Candace, and I really appreciate that. Thank you for coming out. My peers, I got a lot of great peers out here. Dudley, WB, Flair, Leg, or Log, Kitty. Some of them couldn't be out here. I'm probably missing some too. But the type of people that keep you on point when you're off, it continue to push you. I really appreciate your being friends. OCOs. So Colonel Ritchie, Jason Ritchie, who's not here, Bubba Bolton, and Chim Chim Dockery. I have learned so much. I was Jason Ritchie's PTO, his training officer, and that guy taught me a lot about being a Marine, being an officer. And then being able to work for Bubba as his XO, a true privilege and honor. And I am so fortunate. The things that the Vikings have done were all put in place by you and Chim Chim, and all I did was continue to carry it on. So thank you very much. I appreciate you coming all the way from the East Coast. Fellow commanders, Petey, Mac, Hermie, Casper, Russ, DeHiggy, Brad, Buff. You guys are awesome. It's tough being a CO at times. Sometimes you stand at the top by yourself and you look around and, oh man, this is a tough decision. And you go to your buddy, Petey, in the middle of the Pacific, 323, 225, supporting the MDC out of Kadena. And you go, hey, how would you tackle this? And the two of you kind of bang heads together and go, hey, that's not a bad idea. So Petey, I appreciate that. I know you're tapping your clock. That's good. See, back me up. I appreciate it. So, but thank you, fellow commanders there. All right, mentors, leaders. Colonel Swan, Colonel Holmes, Colonel Boyles, Colonel Hooper, Colonel Rive, Colonel Shipley, Major Rocco Imes, Mahoney, Jansen, Wise, Heckle, and Kalea. All of you, sir, I can't thank you enough for giving me the leverage to do what I need to do, for responding to emails and things when I needed direction immediately. There were times where I could go to you and I felt very comfortable about, hey, he's not going to look at this as being a CO, he's going to look at this as being a mentor. And I needed that, and I appreciate that. Colonel Holmes, you received a lot of our briefs getting ready for deployment, and you always kept us on point and made sure that, hey, we had the right perspective to that. And I truly appreciate that. Colonel Boyles, yeah, you're one of the fellow commanders, but you're a colonel. So, but you, you have been one of my most prized mentors throughout the years. And if you didn't know, Colonel Boyles tried to get me shot over Baghdad back in 2003. We were flying together. He was at MODS. He was flying with 121. I was in 121. I tried to tell him, don't keep coming in from the Sassmith, we're going to get shot. He didn't listen to me, we got shot at, but we all made it home, met up on the tanker, and it was all well. I will take that story to my grave, but thank you for everything you've done, I truly appreciate it. All right, Viking spouses, where are you? Yeah, Viking spouses. This family is awesome, all right? You get some D squads, this is my second D squadron. Sometimes the networks are a little smaller than others, but these spouses are absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. The bedrock, the reason why the Vikings have been so successful is because of them allowing the Marines to focus on the things they need to focus on, especially during 6 months of WTI, where we got family separation pay. All that for a DFT. during red flag, and then 3 weeks later deploying for 6 months. They communicated, they supported, they did everything that no other family that I could expect to do. And I can't thank you enough. We're definitely miss you. I know Candace is going to miss you and all the time spent with you. All right, my department heads. Crack, Metro, Kitty, Judy, Dauber, Bach, K-Nuts, Jump, Sock, Turtle, Uber. You guys are rock stars. This is tough times. Tough times. You faced every challenge and you knocked it out of the park. And yeah, I rode you pretty hard. But you proved that you could do it. You saw perfection, you found it. And I can't thank you enough. No Metro's out there leading the commander troops, leading the formation out there. He's rocking it. Hopefully he doesn't mess up after I said that. He's rocking it. And that's just a true testament to their performance and their capabilities. Sergeant Major Grove, one of the finest sergeant majors I've ever had or seen, and had the privilege of working with. He's a true friend, a great great sounding board, and a great person to give excellent counsel, especially with some of the issues that we had. And I'm definitely going to miss him. I wish him the best of luck. I think he might be going on to other places here pretty soon. All right, Carmen and Cheryl. So the most solemn act is the handing of the cell phone. Right? That is the most solemn act. If it rings at 2 in the morning, no, it's not the captain's prank calling you. If you get a phone call that's, hey, sir, we only have 1 RBA, or hey, this incident just happened, that's okay. Because there's going to be plenty of other phone calls that are going to be, hey, this Marine was just undergrad. Hey, sir, we got 10 RBA, we're ready for the deployment. Hey, this Marine just had a baby. There's plenty of roller coaster rides, like great roller coaster rides. It's going to go fast, but you guys are going to enjoy it. I'd like to welcome you to the Viking family, and I wish you the best of luck, and I can't wait to watch from afar and see what you guys do. All right, the last part that I'm going to hit on, we'll bring this up real quick, is I want to brag on these guys. All the Marines that are behind me, the Marines that are sitting in the audience, the Viking family. So we put up a scorecard, okay? A little bit of a scorecard. I know leadership loves stoplight charts. They love them, okay? Just remember, the red is the new green, okay? Drives the requirement. The bottom line is, this is what we set out to do 18 months ago. The squadron, just to give you a little background, just came back from deployment, came back from Bahrain, and like normal squadrons do, there is a bathtub effect. You lose a lot of people, your aircraft start having inspections that they got to go through. There's a lot of change going on. There's a new CO that walks in. And you quickly have to make adjustments because in our present environment, squadrons are deploying every year for 6 months. It is a quick move. So we walked in, we chatted with the department head and said, all right, what are we going to do? What's our plan? And our plan, win the fight. That was our goal. All right? Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. That's a famous head coach from the San Diego Chargers that once said that. All right, Vince Lombardi, Green Bay Packer, I got it. All right, I think he was the Chargers head coach. Anyways, bottom line is, this is what we said we would do. These are all the metrics. I get it, if you got 20/10 vision, you probably can read it. I can't read it up here. Doc's on around, is he? Okay. Bottom line is, we said these are the things we're going to do, warriors, professionals, and as a family, to accomplish our mission. And yeah, there's some red up here, and that's okay. Because a lot of families, they have their issues, all right? But the good families figure out how to resolve those issues. And these guys did that. So when we took over in August 2014, we had a lot of jets that had issues. We were running with about 3 up jets. We had a lot of people, about 70% of the maintenance department had turned over. We lost a lot of qualifications. Aircrew were turning over at the same time. And so we had to rebuild that entire thing. We threw out there, hey, we're going to head out to WTI. We're going to head to WTI for 5 weeks. We're going to support the weapons school. And we went out there with 10 aircraft, supported the course. We didn't fly as much, but the aircrew got great exposure to the schoolhouse. And on top of that, all the Marines got to work with other Marines across the fleet. And that paid off for us big time. Kept moving along, you could see things start improving. The percentages, I get numbers, but bottom line is the squadron started to gel together. And as we started to groom the aircraft to get ready for the deployment, we also groomed the Marines. The Marines started to come together as one team. Now, we still had to build from within. They did that. Made CDIs, CDQs. We made the qualifications that we needed get ready for the deployment. We headed out to Red Flag Nellis, all right? You'll see one of the jets out there, or maybe. It's got a nice big orange joint standoff weapon, JSOW. All right? Yeah, 2C squadrons don't usually carry JSOW. That's a boat thing, right? Well, not for us. We sold the Air Force. We said, hey, I can carry a JSOW, 2 bombs, an AMRAAM, and I can do 3 missions for you. 3 missions for you. I can destroy the target, I can strike the target, and then I can go provide air-to-air support. Air Force loved it. Air Force loved it. We sold them on that capability. Left there from Red Flag, 3 weeks later, left for deployment. And guess what? 3 weeks out, we're trying to get a jet ready. The jet has heat damage to it. It's about ready to go on the deployment. It has heat damage to it. There's another jet that's been down for the same thing for 9 months. 9 months. And in 3 weeks, the jet's gutted. Hey guys, you're gonna have to rebuild this aircraft and get it on the deployment. And in true fashion, working weekends, working long hours, these guys did it. Not only did they fly it across the Pacific, a very long leg, they got all the way there, no issues, we started flying it, no problems. The jet literally got up 2 days prior to the flyout. Because of their leadership, the department heads, the staff NCOs, the NCOs, the Marines upstairs and downstairs to make that happen. We got 11 jets out. We flew 3 of our leadership out there, General Hines, General Rocco, and Colonel Rebay, out to the Pacific. Got out there, quickly went into Max Thunder, a South Korean exercise, very similar to Red Flag. And now the Koreans are sold on the Marine Corps F-18D community carrying JSOW, GB-38s, and AMRAAM because of that capability that the squadron was able to bring and demonstrate. Quickly in June with 323, 2 squadrons, MAG 11 squadrons supported MBTC. 2, which is a huge accomplishment. Supported a course. Working with PD's guys, they did an awesome job. We put 2 guys through the course, led the grad strike, they excelled in doing that. Finished up in Guam, flew all 10 jets back successfully, back to the stateside. We sent 5 jets to WTI. The reason for that was to make sure that the schoolhouse had what it needed to train to get our guys to go through the course to make them core air control instructors, airborne. And they did it. They knocked it out of the park in the course. Normally when you get back from deployment, you go in that bathtub, things start to fall off. You start losing a lot of people again, you start having aircraft issues. The squadron continues to excel. The numbers on the right. Flight hours are exceeding the envelope there. The number of available aircraft to be able to outperform in every expertise known. So it doesn't matter what I say up here about this squadron right now. It really doesn't. It's defined by the quality by other people, how they look at the squadron to determine its worth. So you heard the squadron was awarded a Bravo Zulu. I've never seen that in any of my deployments, and that's because of their hard work out there. We had the CNO Safety Award. We had Marines that were meritoriously promoted. We had Marines that, no kidding, were at the top of their graduation classes for PME.